All right. I want to share happiness to you. To you. We should enjoy ourselves while we're here. We're not here for long. I'm almost 67. So the window's closing, and I want to do it the right way and enjoy the right way and love the right way, or as good as I can, imperfectly as I can. I got a email. I don't know anybody here. I'm in France. I don't know anybody, and I don't know the language. But I'm enjoying myself. A few people can speak some English, and I remember moving to Seattle and my girlfriend saying, "Well, make friends." I'm like, "Make friends? You think that's easy?" It takes a while. It doesn't just happen, and it's special. One reason I left my hometown, I had some good friends around there, but I never saw them. So it was like, okay, well, I see this person once a month, or once every 2 months. I can almost do that if I go back and visit. So try to center yourself and know how to center yourself, what feels good, what doesn't feel good, or what feels kind of empty. It may not feel bad, but it's like, man, my life is empty. You probably need to change something. I would recommend changing something. And you don't have to hate on nobody. But I do know some friends that I would go see. I got tired of going to see them, and they never stopped by my place, and I got tired of that. It's like, okay, I'm tired of riding my bicycle. I didn't have a car, and that was one thing I needed to do for myself, was to quit riding my bike, because you're bent over, and when you're sitting on a chair like I do a lot on the computer or writing songs, you're sitting again. So I needed to walk more and stretch more, and I've done that here. I'm healthier. Am I lonelier? Maybe. Maybe I am. But I know I'm healthier, and that feels better. I'm walking more. I like walking to the market instead of ordering online from Walmart. I do like that. And when we talk about being lonely, loneliness is a terrible thing all over the world. And we've created these societies of competition, and some people get a lot of money. A few people get unbelievable amounts of money it's sinful to create an economy that gives some people billions of dollars. And a lot of us, like as a teacher, after 10 years with a master's, maybe I made $50,000. And the custodian, who is just as good as me as a human being, made 25,000. Why are we doing this? You America, you France, you Britain, you Germany, you everybody all over the world. You're creating this inequality that's not proper. It's not proper. We are together, and we work together, and we build countries together, we build cities together. I'm sorry to say we fight wars together. But to think, I deserve billions because look at me. And my God, some of the time, these people are the people at the bottom that are struggling, and we've created poverty, and we've created the ghetto, and we like low wage. We like poor people because they'll work for low wages. We like low wages, even if we pay a bunch to China that has no human rights. And it is a communist country. We like that because it's low prices. We don't really care I'm not going to talk about human rights, freedom of speech and religion and press and assembly and self-determination and voting. But we should. And with Russia attacking Ukraine, a lot of Europe is having to look at, we're dependent on these guys for our energy sources. And this is a dictatorship with no human rights. Again, okay, has that been a good deal for you? Who are we going to respect? Who are we going to respect? A few people? The billionaires? The millionaires? The people that make $100,000 a year? Was I respected as a teacher making $50,000 a year? I had a friend, when I told him that, he goes, wow, that's a lot of money. He never made that much money. Inequality. We never talk about it. We're not allowed to talk about it. The media, which is owned almost entirely by rich people now, don't talk about inequality like it's not real and it's not important, even though this is maybe the most important issue along with global warming. We've got the most important issue we're not talking about. How fucked up is that? You and me are complicit in this because we're not standing up and saying, hey man, we need to talk about this. So what did the current president and Congress, so they're out of session. There's a shutdown. Food assistance has stopped. The night that the food assistance stopped for the poorest people in America, the least of mine, as the Bible says, there was a great Gatsby party at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's golf club. We have a president with a private golf club and a party celebrating decadence and opulence and the 20s and excess. The same night that food stamps stopped going out to the least of mine. It's an unholy, immoral time in America and the world. I'm not saying we're that much different, but at this particular time, that's what's happening. What did one of the guys say? One of the congressmen, was it? Said they need to stop smoking crack. These people on welfare need to stop smoking crack. Wow. I'm going to guess he thinks he's a Christian, and I know he needs to reread his Bible if that's what he feels like. I'm not a Christian, and I haven't seen people that I would say they've got a Christian heart. My mother did. I never heard her talk about Jesus or God or the Bible or anything like that. But she had a loving heart, which I think is basically what Jesus said, is to love God, love each other. That was the greatest commandment, right? When the guy goes, what's the greatest commandment? He goes, love God, love each other. But we don't do that. And it's easy to say, I love God, you love God, you love God. Okay. It's harder to say, okay, now how do you love each other? How do you love your neighbor and the stranger and your enemy? Yeah, that's not real. So stay hopeful, stay centered, stay loving, stay grateful. Enjoy each other, be yourself. One reason I wanted to do this video is, like I say, I'm here by myself, so yeah, I can get lonely. But I got an email today that says I need to go in for a checkup or whatever. When you get a long-term visa in France, you need to go see a doctor within 3 months. And so today, I've been here 3 weeks. I get the email and I translate it online. I don't know what it says. December 18th, I think. I'm supposed to go in, and what I like is they tell me. I thought I was going to have to find a doctor, which is not easy. I'm on Medicare in the U.S., and I needed to find a doctor. And you're looking at a list of 1,000. You don't know who they are. It's not easy. So I was really glad. Okay, they show me where to go, and maybe they told me who I was going to see. I forget. But that just, we're walking down this path. You're walking down this path, and there's all sorts of different twists and turns, and this particular time in my path, this comes, and it makes me kind of feel more connected or solid or grounded. Like, okay, so it's November 4th. It's November 4th. This says December 18th. Okay, so I'm solid for 5-6 weeks. In 6 weeks, I'm supposed to go do this important thing in the process of being able to stay in France. I have no idea if I want to live here or not. I have no idea. I do know I want to go back to the United States and see my friends. But yeah, I don't know. You're walking down the path. What are you going to be doing up here? I don't know. You don't know. Or you can say, well, in 4 years I'm going to get this, and then I'm going to get this, and then that. And well, good luck. If all that happens, predicting the future is somewhat foolhardy. So be careful. Just have an openness. Have an openness to the universe. And sometimes you will have. When I was teaching high school, 10 hours a day, 5 hours on the weekends, I would go in and work. That was it. The average week was 55 hours, so I didn't have much time for anything else. It was worn out. It would wear me out. It was a beautiful time in my life. And I must have had some time because, I helped raise my kid, and I helped coach, or I helped coached him in soccer 2 years and basketball 4 or 5. And I helped coach the basketball team at the high school. And I think I've said one week I was getting worn out, I guess, and I was writing down my hours, and it was 70.5. And I said that to the head coach, Charlie Smith, who I really love, just a great guy who was kind to me when a lot of people are like, man, this is a liberal hippie, we're conservative. He wasn't like that at all. He was a nice guy, good to me. I'll always remember him. But I asked him about it, and he said, one time he tried to add up all the hours that he worked and how much he was getting paid, and he kind of shook his head like it was sad. It was really sad. But I'm thankful I was a public school teacher in a low-income school, high minority, low literacy, great kids, great faculty. Springdale High School, man. 2000 to 214, something like that. Fantastic experience. I believe in public schools. I believe in smaller class sizes. Mine were always really big. 28, 30. My last year, which wore me down because I had to teach world history, and I didn't know anything about the Phoenicians or Romans. I was good in American history, but I think I had 178 at the. You have to get down your classes to 150, but not till October. So in August and September, 178. If I spend a minute grading a test of theirs with essays, a minute on each test, that's 3 hours of grading the test. Let alone the idea of trying to incorporate everybody in class. everybody speaks, or everybody. It's much easier. 20 is a good number. 20 is a good number. People will push back about money. Oh, that costs too much money. Okay, here's a good education, and here's money. You know what? I'm not sure what you're going to weigh heavier. We seem to really love football. My hometown has a gigantic high school. We should have broken into two, but they have 2,500 kids, so they have a really good sports teams, football, but it's way too big for a high school. High schools should be more around 1,000. That's what the studies show. Kids feel connected. Connected is important. You may not have the best football team. Anyway, so 76. What makes me happy? I got some pens. I got some paper. I like to write down ideas, and I'm doing a lot of research on the Revolutionary War, Continental Congress, and all that. John Jay is interesting. He's one of the three people that wrote the Federalist Papers. Hamilton wrote most of them, Madison number 2. Jay wrote about 6, and then he got sick, I think, and couldn't. But a real interesting character. Gouverneur Morris, interesting guy. We the people. He wrote the preamble. Instead of we the states of Virginia, Massachusetts, we the people of the United States. Wow, that was surprising to a lot of these guys. And man, I'm a Virginia man. I'm a Massachusetts man. So it was a big change. Hey, we're a country. We're coming together. With climate change, hey, we're a world. We're coming together to deal with this terrible situation that's creating terrible storms, which has just destroyed the western side of Jamaica, and is record heat, record drought, record fires, water scarcity. When we start having water scarcity, that's when human beings will start going, hey, what's going on? Who do we blame? Well, let's blame them. Oh, no. We've been talking about climate change for a long time, but we don't want to hear it. And again, the media doesn't want to talk about it. A lot of investments in fossil fuels. And this idea that we have to come together and think together, a communal. Oh, that's democratic socialism. Yeah, it is, like public parks, public education, national parks, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the VA, the Pentagon, roads, bridges. Maybe not. Maybe we won't have billionaires in the future. That would be good. That would be a good transition to a future without billionaires. That would be a very good transition into a more equitable society. The community would be stronger. We would be stronger. It's concentrated. The concentrated wealth is not positive for your economics. We've got to get smarter about economics and not just kind of go, oh, I don't understand. No, that's not going to work. You're going to have to understand. And decentralization, local control, and hopefully in the future, energy sources can be more locally controlled. Solar, wind, geothermal, wave energy, who knows what. Hydrogen, we don't know. Anyway, so I wrote a song this morning and did it, and I like it. But one of the lines was, was, oh, where is that? Isn't life attractive? Angels are adaptive. But when I listen to it, I'm kind of like, man, I want to do angels are attractive. I want to act like we're angels and everyone's attractive. You know, like this idea of beauty and this is beautiful and that's not beautiful and this is ugly. It's bullshit. We're all beautiful in different ways. And we're all beautiful in kind of the same way of this soul and spirit and ecstatic light energy that we are. So angels are attractive. I'm just gonna do a different version, but I'm gonna change. Yeah, angels are attractive. You're attractive. We're all attractive. Don't fall into that. You know, some of these people that do plastic surgery, and they just, oh my, how many cheeks look like? Wow, your cheeks are so big. You know, like these. They get these shots, and it's like, wow, but I look 45 instead of 55. Yeah, I don't know. It looks kind of weird. And you're beautiful anyway. The main thing is you're beautiful anyway. And it's really in here. So, one thing nice, I had a friend email me. I'm looking forward to doing some things, but later reading an email of a friend from, we've been friends over 50 years. And another friend reached out. He's having some issues, really issues, and I'm glad that he felt like he could reach out to me and I could kind of say, hey man, hey brother, I'm here and you'll be okay. And that's what we need to do. We need to celebrate. And we also need to be there when the hard times come, because they come. Anyway, your spirit, your soul, you're a gift. You are a gift.